You know, it's sad we live in a society now full of punk men, coward men, and a society full of women who do not want to hear the truth. We're supposed to be punks and simps, and we're supposed to cower down, and we're not supposed to stand our ground and call out bad behavior or call them out when they're wrong. Kevin Samuels went live, and I just became a fan of his channel about, a month ago. And he told this black woman the truth. But of course, he got backlash, and everybody wanted to come out and attack him just because he spoke what was real. Now he goes live on his show and has a panel. He's having a decent conversation, just telling and giving his point of view and addressing the backlash. But of course, the ignorant, violent female always want to get loud when she gets mad. You know, when they don't like when you tell the truth, so they feel like they can say anything to you because you hurt their feelings. I'm your boy Zillionaire. Let's listen to Kevin Samuels check these women. I'm telling you, boy, I'm glad I finally see another black man standing his ground telling women the truth, whether you like it or not. See, these women are so used to men lying to them to get some coochie that when they finally meet a strong man, because they're not used to strong, they don't have any strong fathers, no strong men around. When they finally meet a strong man, tell it like it is, they can't handle it. Let's listen to this.
The woman that had the business or whatever, the six at best or whatever you had said. And I'm just really curious as to, since that video has happened, have you reached out to her to maybe just say anything like, I'm sorry that, it came across the way that it did, or, anything to her to just kind of say like, maybe my tone or maybe what I said or my frustration that you weren't respecting, what I was trying to do that night with my show led me to act the way that I did. Because when I saw it, I was stunned.
You know what I find interesting? Is that you expect a man who was running a business when a woman who was an avid viewer of the show called in on an inappropriate day. And I did my level best to talk to this woman, irrespective of my platform. And for 23 minutes, I tried to give her exactly what she wanted. So, and no, has she called me to say, you know what, sir, I'm sorry for calling in on the wrong day. I know I should have did that. I'm sorry for not paying attention, picking up my phone, doing that. I'm sorry for laughing and acting inappropriate. See, but that's the way the conversation's always been. It's always on the black man to bend over backwards and come back to queen black woman and beg for your forgiveness. It ain't gonna happen. I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. That's why it's up.
That's right. Okay. And that's fine. Okay, so you didn't. So my thing is this,
I didn't, nor should I. I didn't, and I don't, and nor should I have been expected.
Okay, and that's fine. That's your it's your show, it's your decision. But this is the other thing. If you are because I'm on television as well, and if you have your own show and somebody is doing something that you find disrespectful to your show, just like you hung up on me, you could have hung up on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even have to continue having the conversation.
Please don't tell me what I should or should not do.
I did what I did.
I
said you could
Look,
have.
Rochelle, I could have done a lot of things, but I did what I did.
Yeah, I know you did. I'm just saying.
Okay, but here's the thing. You're just saying, but here's the thing. I find it very rich. We are always telling men what we should do. They told Kevin Kelly what he should do in his restaurant, too. He put $1 million plus into a business during the pandemic to employ black people. And because he said, get the fuck out, I don't need your money, they wanted to cancel a brother. 82% of men say there are no marriageable women on the market. When are you ladies going to start listening to men instead of telling us what we should do?
Exactly.
I didn't say, okay.
Yes, you have.
I didn't say, I did not say I didn't say you had to do that. But what I'm saying is.
Why would you think it's on my, why would you think it's on me to reach out to this woman and call her? She is not a poor wounded bird.
Kevin.
Hold on, no. But the thing is, hold on. But my question is, I didn't ask you a follow-up question. Why would I need to follow up with a middle-aged entrepreneur, 35-year-old business owner, mother of one, to coddle her feelings like she's a wounded little bird?
That's not what I said. I asked you I asked you if you did. I didn't say that you should have. I didn't say that you needed to. I just asked you a question. That's it. You didn't do it. Okay, moving on. I never said you needed to do anything. I just asked you.
But you asked a question for a reason. Okay. And the thing is, If I were Gordon Ramsay, if I were Simon Cowell, I wouldn't be asked, "Well, did you say? Did you really have to be the way when you told that person they are a ghastly singer? Did you send them a message and say I shouldn't have said it? How you
Simon
doing?
Cowell is a narcissist and an asshole too. So I mean,
Oh,
there's no difference
two.
between them two.
Oh, okay, two. Interesting, two. Hmm.
Hmm.
I think it's funny. I'm sorry to step in. I think it's really funny that a lot of people are so uptight or concerned about your tone when you spoke with her. When again, like you said, she called in. She was a listener, so she should be used to your tone and how you present whatever dialogue that you're having. And she asked you questions that you were specifically answering, and she was ignoring. And I think it's a little funny that so many people feel that you were out of line when you were very clear. To me, you were extremely patient. And I also think that the woman was not expecting you to be as thorough as you were, because she was not really prepared. And so
Well,
I don't think she deserved an apology at all. It wasn't a situation that required it. She should have taken the information as you gave it to her, and hopefully she'll put it forth, and maybe she'll get that 6-figure guy that she thinks that she's,
and see,
able to get.
so of course, and I've been told that I've cursed the woman out. I said broad. I said damn in the context of the God of goddamn nerve. I said broad, and then I said get the fuck off my phone. Over the course of a 23-minute conversation, that was on the way of hanging up. But yet I've cursed this woman out. I've heard some of the most disingenuous responses from women. I've heard grown women that are about 10 years older than this woman call this woman a young, helpless woman and da 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 da. Here's the thing. If men are not going to speak to you like women, and if you need us to speak to you like women, go get a woman. Men are fed up with this narrative. And when we speak, you say we're hurt, you're bitter, you're this. What's going on with the last 30 years of media in the image of black men? Men are speaking their truths. And men are speaking what they're saying, and you're not going to silence them, shame them. You're not going to maneuver them, because here's what ends up happening. Like it or not, of the black men who marry and go to college and have a bachelor's or higher, 30% marry out. Why? We want to say they hate themselves. They're self-haters. They can't deal with a strong black woman. But you never ask the men why. We never ask the men why they're doing what they do. We just chastise them for doing what they do. And my show has proved in for 6 months, night in, night out, what women want. And I don't judge what they want. I just ask, what's the likelihood of you getting it, and what does the kind of man that you want from a woman? And that's when it starts to fall apart. Why is it such a difficult ask to get the average sister to see where the men are coming from, especially the men that you say you want? I don't get it, but we're going to keep it going. Raise your hand. And I will say this too to the men. Here's my challenge to the men, especially if you're one of the men that falls in this category. You guys need to stop being quiet. I know you have jobs. I know we have the cancel culture. But of the thousands of responses, women think that it's a minority of men because they're not hearing it. And unfortunately, we all have something to do in this regard. It's not just for content creators or these people. It's for average, everyday folks to start telling the truth. Here's over the holiday. When you go back home to your family, say what you really think and stop telling women what you believe they want to hear just to keep the peace. If you want a different outcome. Let's see. We got a lot of people with their hands raised. So I'll go to Jared. You're next up. Jared. Hello. Okay, well
You gotta wait for him. You gotta wait for him to accept the invite to come up.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Agree with. I feel like that woman that came on, she sold herself short by. I think you asked her like to rate herself, and she said she was a 5, and I think she should have rated herself much higher if she
Why?
thought,
Why?
I don't
you
think she
know,
believes she was a 5 either.
But
I
why?
feel,
But my question is, when did it become so? Most people are average or normal.
I feel like, okay, so you told her she was average at best. So I was not offended by that. That is
What
how
does that
you
mean? Let me
felt.
explain what average at best means.
Uh-huh.
When you are a 5 when you wake up, that means most of the times you are average. At best, you are a 6. So over your lifetime, you're average at best, and we're only getting older. Gravity is only taking more of effect. We know how this works.
Okay, so aside from that, I think what Rochelle is referring to is like, and what you said is you called her broad. You told her to get the F off of your phone. I think you said men don't need to speak to women as women. Then what should they speak to them as? Like how you?
No, speak to men. No, we don't need to speak to women like we're women.
Oh, like you're women. Okay, I
Right.
understand. But the thing is, like, it was your delivery. If that's how you decide to deliver things, it's okay. Everybody has their way.
No,
It's fine.
actually, really, let's be honest. Really, it isn't, Brittany. It's not okay. It's
I
not
mean,
okay, or else it wouldn't be such a backlash.
okay. Well, I mean, I think part of the reason you do that is because it draws, it
No,
it
why?
it draws
Okay, well, you could.
attention too.
No,
No.
no. See. We don't ask men questions. We tell them what we do. You tell me what I do. You have a chance to ask me any question you want, and you're telling me about me.
Okay, so why do you do that then? Like, why did you speak to her that way?
Because it was deserved at that point. Did you watch the entire
And
23-minute
like,
video?
how
So
did
hold up.
you?
I'm sorry. Hold
Excuse
up,
me.
Brittany.
Oh, don't. Please don't. Was that Rochelle?
Watching her.
Yes, it
Was that
was
Rochelle?
Rochelle, but
No,
Yes,
that's
yes,
it
not
is.
going. That's not going to.
So,
That's not going to work, ma'am. You
Kevin,
okay.
don't
say
Well,
have.
what
hi.
You don't.
also
You don't
doesn't
have to.
work.
Okay. You don't have to be here, ma'am. You don't have to.
Oh no, I'm about to leave, but really quick. So your advice to men is to tell women.
Again.
Kevin, that was not
Again.
nice.
Whoa, why
Oh
was
yes.
that
That's
not nice? She was being
that's how
rude.
you
How
have to
was that
Excuse.
do
not
it.
nice?
Excuse
That's
me.
how you have to
Stop.
do it.
Stop. That is what the black community is used to. One-way aggression. You're used to women being able to be verbally aggressive and abusive to men, and we're just supposed to take it. I won't.
Was that woman? So the reason why I'm saying
Ma'am, let
I'm
me
not
finish
sure.
let me also say this. That woman is a professional. You know how to conduct yourself, but see, the thing is, black men are men not. There is a low level contempt and lack of respect for the overall black male image. So when black men finally respond, you question us as to why we responded. Well, I tell you what, if Isaac and I were dialoguing back and forth, we would have to understand that there's a line that we don't cross because there's a low level threat of violence between men. Between a man and a woman, you guys have no consequences.